Barbenheimer gets Stitch and impossibly load. Some say less is Grossman. Avengers Doomsday. Should have read that note first. Avengers Doomsdays, huh? Guys, you get it? You get it? RJ wants his trilogy. Fuck you. Thespian Rock is here to stay. All that and more this week on News Dump.
So do you want the stage directions before the title?
I need the stage directions before I start reading something, yes.
Because I'm pretty sure that what you just said, Avengers Doomsday, I've never heard that before. Is that new?
Oh, boy.
We'll get to that in a second, Mac. But first, before the Indy 500 that happened over the weekend in honor, it's always on Memorial Day, correct?
I believe so.
500 miles around a track. That's what the 500 stands for. I just learned that.
Did you really?
I needed to learn the rules for this motherfucker. The Oscar Mayer Wiener 500 that took place on the Friday before.
Okay.
2 laps. So that's roughly 5 miles, I believe.
It's like the Puppy Bowl, except for racing.
But with hot dogs, it was 6 Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles, 2 laps around the track.
Oh, they were on the actual track?
They were on the actual track.
Okay.
With real announcers and everything, taking it as serious as they possibly can. Hold the mustard. Let's catch up. I'm relishing in this.
Oh, I hate you. Did the drivers have to eat that style dog as well during the 2 laps?
No, and I believe each car had 2 drivers.
Oh, one for each lap.
By the way, let me apologize for the sunglasses once again. My eye is still wonky.
Your eye is absolutely fucked.
But not to spoil the event. For any of you who had it on your DVR and you're looking to TiVo it and go back to it later, I'm going to tell you right now, the Chicago dog was just a furlong away. And then guess who took the inside track? The fucking Slaw Dog.
Oh, classic Slaw Dog.
Classic Slaw Dog. I will say this, while watching, I felt like it was fixed. Just so like we had things on top of the Seattle dog, the pickle and cream cheese.
We have the New York dog, the Slaw Dog, the Chili Dog, the Chicago dog, the Seattle dog, and the Sonoran dog. What is that named after?
It's a Southwest dog. It's wrapped in bacon, topped with pinto beans, onions, jalapeno salsa, and tomatoes.
Oh, that might be delectable. I mean,
all of these sound good. I don't want cream cheese on my hot dog, though. Get the Seattle dog out of my
face. I'm out on the Seattle dog. Honestly, the Chicago dog's a little too much going on, too. I'm a minimalist when it comes to my dogs.
It's a big old pickle. I will say this, is that I did enjoy 2 hot dogs over the weekend. I said, hey, you go ahead and you enjoy yourself some hot dogs.
Yeah, you can't. I'll tell you, you can't. A good dog just really hits the spot. You can't underestimate it.
Oh, I was manning the 6 burner on Sunday. Felt like a short order cook. It's great.
Yes, chef.
But I'm going to give these guys a little bit of advice for next time.
Okay.
There was not enough of a difference in these hot dog mobiles. They all looked the same, and they all just had a banner that said which each one was. Put the toppings on there. Put a little bit of like something might happen if the Chicago dog goes too fast. That big pickle might tip it over.
He just wanted to do a Mario Kart.
Yeah. You should be allowed to throw the condiments that are in your hot dog at other carts.
I'm curious how much it costs to customize the frames of these vehicles, because there's obviously nothing like them. And they got at least 6 of them, 7 of them, 8 of them, whatever it is. That must be $100,000 just to make the frame of these vehicles.
News dump. Over at the box office this past weekend, it was a big old time for everybody. Peoples of young and old age. Lilo and Stitch dominated with a $183 million domestic box office, $341 worldwide, already higher than the animated movie that came out in 2002. Disney also, it was reported by Wall Street Journal, has already made $2.6 billion from Lilo and Stitch merch this fiscal year, the 2024 fiscal year. And it is now one of Disney's top 10 best-selling franchises.
Yeah, people are seemingly really liking it. Kids are really liking it, more importantly, which is we talk about this with some of their other titles, let's say Zootopia and Inside Out. Obviously, Inside Out 2 made buku bucks. But when you just have a character like Stitch, it's
Yeah.
so marketable, so easily marketable, and so easy for kids to get behind. So I'm happy that it's doing well. I'm happy. It's almost, even though maybe it's lesser than the original never got its due justice. So I'm
Mhm.
glad this is making so much money. And I mean, your 4-year-old son loved it.
Yeah.
So that's,
Loved
I
it.
mean, that's what counts. That's what matters. So
The other big movie at the box office was Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. It made 77 million domestic. By the way, these are 4-day numbers, the full holiday weekend. 204 worldwide. Tom Cruise said, "Most of all, thank you to the audience everywhere for whom we all serve and whom we all love to entertain." This once again sounds like a God speaking down to the people from a cloud. This franchise is now the 16th highest grossing franchise in the history of the world. Can you guess what number 14 is? It's in the notes.
yeah, it's Avatar.
There's only 2 of those.
Yeah, and there's 8 Mission Impossibles.
It's
What's
crazy.
number 1? Avengers,
Yeah,
MCU?
Marvels.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
Marvels.
These
Um,
two movies combined did beat Barbenheimer, by the way.
but Barbenheimer was a 3-day weekend, yes?
Fuck, I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, so Barbenheimer made 245. These 2 movies made 260, but an accomplishment nonetheless. Mission Impossible definitely comes in a little lower than they were looking for, but Lilo and Stitch, holiday weekend, I mean, it's a family movie. What do you want?
I mean, Mission Impossible still needs to make a lot of money.
I think it will. It's got a little bit of a runway here these next couple of weeks, but once we get into the thick of things in June, there's even more blockbusters. So
I
I don't
don't
know if
think
there'll be
this
much of a
thing
drop off this second
is,
week.
though, in June. I think it might have a Jumanji-like run until we get to July.
When's Fantastic Four? Is that July or
That's
June?
July. Do you not know any release dates?
No, I'm getting all fucking confused.
July, June 2025 movies. I know that Ballerina's in there, but I don't think that's gonna make
Superman's July as well?
Yes,
All
Jurassic
right.
Park,
Yeah, so
July.
Mission Impossible has plenty of runway here.
Smurfs, July.
Sorry. There's 2 guys wearing blue.
Speaking of Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie are having very serious talks about a Les Grossman movie. Of course, Les Grossman is the agent from Tropic Thunder who does an amazing job, Plemonade, if you will, stealing scenes for the small amount of time that he is on the screen in that movie. Some may say Les is Grossman. They riffed scenes with Cruise as the character while filming Mission Impossible 8. They're debating whether he should be the lead or a supporting character. I would say supporting, but I don't know what they would do with the lead. I don't like this, by the way. The conversations about it are so fucking funny. This was on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast.
Could you do some sort of perverted version of a Jerry Maguire with Les Grossman? Could you do that?
So, like, when I was thinking about it earlier, I was asking myself, would they do kind of like he is a Hollywood agent that came up 90s and 2000s, and then he had to deal with the big turnover in like the 2010s, 2020s?
I just have a hard time picturing that character on the screen for like 90 minutes. But it's doable. It's definitely doable from these 2 for sure. But it would have to be set again, like in that world,
Oh
in that
no, so
Tropic
I
Thunder
think you would
world,
have
of
to
course,
bring in like the best comedy writers and probably bring Ben Stiller back to direct.
So I don't know, because he's so ridiculous that it would be hard. So it would be like Wolf of
Ari
Wall
Gold,
Street.
the movie.
Yeah, or like Wolf of Wall Street meets that sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
it would be hard to pull off, but I think it's conceivable.
Also, Christopher McQuarrie said that he has cracked the story for Top Gun 3. It's already in the bag.
Oh, put it in the bag. Put the fries in the
Put it
bag,
in the
Christopher.
bag.
I, can we just leave that on the high note, right? Do we really want it?
I mean, it made a lot of money.
It did make a lot of money.
They're not gonna leave that on the high note. They're gonna let that play. Now we can honor Val Kilmer in a movie. They already kind of honored him in that one, but now you can have a big photo of him.
How about we do other military things? Like, all right, we did Top Gun. Now let's do like tanks or something.
I thought you were gonna say
Or
like
boats.
Like, what if, we just did Top Gun, which paid homage to, I think, a pretty bad Tom Cruise movie from the 80s. What if we do Cocktail now?
I'm in. Redemption tour.
Tool. Nah, I don't like that. What was
No.
he doing? Oh, he was holding a microphone at like an event. Tom Cruise was, and he just started spinning it in his hand and like throwing it up. And he was like, "Cocktail."
I'm just picturing moving through life, constantly making references to his own movies like that.
And like a little smirk. Like,
Show me the money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get some vanilla sky ice cream? Newsed up. Got some news. I'm not going to say bad news because we don't want these rushed. But Avengers has been delayed. Both of them. Doomsday has been moved to December 18th, 2026. And Secret Wars, December 17th, 2027. And Spider-Man Brand New Day has been moved before both movies. I wonder if that'll play into the stories.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I also think this says more about not the two Avengers movies, but the storytelling they need to get out of the way before we get to the two Avengers movies. That's my feeling on it.
I feel like the Russos started making the Avengers movies and they said, we need more time.
No, I think they're like, we need more fleshed out before we get there. That's my read on
opinion.
it. Because I think they're gonna squeeze another movie in there now. I don't know if it won't be an Avengers movie, but in the same way, the Captain America movies kind of became pseudo Avengers movies. We might get something like that to get more story built up for the two Avengers movies. That's my read on it, and I'm okay with it. And again, like, take your time with these movies because this is like not the last bastion, because Marvel is in a decent spot right now, but you got to get these right. If there's any semblance of having a future of the MCU, you got to get the Avengers movies right. So, I mean, just take your time. Also, I just spent that whole time while you were reading this topic trying to come up with a Tom Cruise Minority Report joke, and they were all bad options. So I didn't come up with any of them.
Have you also heard that Dune 3 right now is set to also be released on December 18th, 2026? And I just thought of this right now, top of my head. Avengers Doomsday.
Wow, how about that? Credit to you.
Fresh thought. No one's ever said it. That's mine.
I could see Dune moving up, but I could also see Avengers moving back again. So
I could see both movies moving several times.
Yeah, so I also don't think they
is like 7 years away.
I also don't think they would avoid each other because January and February are so wide open that they would let those movies run for 2 months.
I think movie studios now want the competition to then make that big weekend. We just got Stitch and Impossible Lilo.
Yeah, and like I said, you're not going to have any competition in January and February. So those movies can be in the theaters for 6, 8, 10 weeks and they'll be fine.
Yeah, and kids get what? 7, 8 weeks off for Christmas now?
College kids do.
Do they really?
Yeah, you get like 5 weeks off.
I don't know how the world works. I don't get vacation days, so I don't understand any of this.
Yeah, the ones you do, you don't even use them.
I'm not allowed to. What if someone steps in for me, does my job, and does it better than me? I'm not keeping my job.
Ghoulie Pip.
There's a good chance of that. And I do just enough in my instructions that, like, it somewhat doesn't make sense. Like, I know what it means.
Yeah.
But if someone's just reading, they're like, what does this mean? It's because I wrote it that way.
Do you think you should continue to wear these aviators and then you'll just become the aviator guy and that'll be how you keep your job?
I haven't been wearing these at work today, though. I've been letting my disgusting eye fly free. So people feel bad for me. And they're like, keep your eye off Quasimodo.
6 feet.
Yeah. I don't have conjunctivitis. News dump. We got some details on Peacemaker Season 2. Mac is excited about all of these and how I wrote it in the doc. I have several points on all of these.
35 bullet points here.
It's a big bullet point one because Peacemaker uses guns.
Right. Okay. There you go. That's how you tie it in right there.
Takes place 2 years after Season 1. All right,
I think that allows enough time for a gun to squeeze in his DCU stuff, right? That sort of makes sense.
has a new opening dance sequence.
That was overrated.
They're setting themselves up for failure.
It was overrated
You can't
anyways.
top this. Michael Rooker's character is hunting eagerly. Wait, Michael Rooker's back?
Michael Rooker is playing like some sort of hunting character, yeah.
But he died in Suicide Squad.
I'm sure he won't look exactly the same.
He died in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Come on, those are all spoilers.
He couldn't take down Brody in Mallrats. Brody just outwitted him.
I hope Michael Rooker's character is way over the top. That's what I'm hoping for.
And he's eating chocolate-covered pretzels in it. Ties directly to Superman and what comes after.
Yeah, I'm wondering. So that I won't mind because, so Peacemaker's this sort of squad now, Peacemaker and friends. So I wonder if they stumble upon something that plays into Superman. It's bigger than what they can handle, sort of thing.
Other DCU characters will appear.
Yeah, you figured that would happen.
By the way, I'm not sure how long the other DC characters that are in Superman, how long they're in that movie. I'm almost thinking they're in one scene.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna be like Superman and like 5 other big DCU characters.
Because I just saw a toiler, so keep that in mind if you want to skip ahead 30 seconds.
You talking about the
it's Superman. It's a big big monster that when you punch in the tummy, ooze falls out.
Okay.
And then it's all of the other heroes. And it made me kind of think, did they just put them in the movie to sell toys?
Did you see the rumor of who is cast as like the B-level villain in this movie?
No.
Do you want me to tell you?
Is it Marcus Estevez?
It's Henry Cavill.
That's not real.
That's the rumor.
Do that.
That's the rumor. There's a character that's supposed to be. He's not like Bizarro Superman, but he's a character that gets created specifically to combat Superman. He's wearing like all black. He looks like the ninja guy from The Boys. And some people are theorizing that it could be Henry Cavill.
He's playing a real hunky guy that just builds computers.
No,
it's
he's
a stretch for him.
Well, that's what the theory is because you don't see his face. So it might be something that's not revealed until you see the credits rolling at the end of the movie.
So what if Cavill just moving forward, he just does cameos?
Well, I mean, the fact that he did the Wolverine one leads me to believe that this is a possibility.
Why would you do in a 12-month span 2 giant cameos?
Because Henry Cavill likes having fun. He's a nerd.
Like having fun. Likes building computers. And then one really big cameo has been teased for the end
of Peacemaker.
Yes.
Yeah. So so maybe it'll be Superman. That makes a lot of sense that it's going to be Superman. I wonder if that's our introduction to one of the lanterns for the Lantern series.
Oh, what if it's this? Hear me out. What if at the end, the Justice League from the Snyderverse, so Ezra Miller, Jason Momoa, Cavill, Godot, and Affleck all show up, and Peacemaker just punches them all in the face?
Yeah, that would be really great.
It's one big cameo. That's one big cameo.
Yeah, it's true.
What's bigger than 1? 5.
Hey, math and goo never fails.
Boom. News dump. Ryan Reynolds says that he has pitched a rated R Star Wars project, but it wouldn't be vulgar. They just need to focus on A+ characters. He wouldn't be in it. That would be a bad fit, which does make sense. Yeah. Those kinds of IP exists very well on Scarcity? Oh, Scarcity. I'm wearing sunglasses. Leave me alone.
That's what it is. It's not your reading comprehension.
No. And surprise, we don't get Scarcity really with Star Wars because of Disney Plus, but you can certainly still surprise people. He wants it to make like rated R emotionally, not because like guys are saying dick over and over again.
So Andor's PG-13, I'm assuming, right? So is that
TVMA?
Sure. I do think there's a wide open valley for an R-rated Star Wars opportunity. And like considering that people are getting shot with lasers and there are laser swords, like you could just make it R level on that stuff alone, take it a step further because it is still a lot of off-screen shit we see when it comes to Star Wars deaths. So just a little more adult themes, I guess, or an adult story combined with a little more I guess gruesome killings, and there's your R rating.
I just find it funny that he's like, "Oh, I pitched this to them, but also I don't want to write it. I don't want to be in it, but I want money for the idea."
Well, I mean, Star Wars is for the kids, right? Ultimately, it's I mean, that's how you sell things, toys, yada yada. But we are, to his point, we have everything now on Disney Plus, Star Wars, Marvel included. And if Marvel can dive into the R, Star Wars can too.
News down. Rian Johnson still wants to make his Star Wars trilogy, saying, "I wouldn't rule it out happening. If I get back in Star Wars universe someday, I'd be the happiest person." This is via The Independent. At the moment, he is still focused on his Knives Out projects.
Everyone currently listening to this knows my opinion on Rian Johnson. All of that said, I have admitted over the years, and even then, if he has the free reign to create the story 1, 2, 3, the trilogy, and not jump in the middle and try to mold it to what he wanted, he might make a great trilogy. But he's so up his own fucking asshole that wouldn't you think he would just spend the trilogy shitting on the rest of all of Star Wars
I was gonna
lore?
say, wouldn't he spend the trilogy talking up his other movie? Like, hey, that was a pretty good one, right?
I bet he would go out of his way in the same way Abrams did to shit on him in the third movie. He would go out of his way to shit on a lot of Star Wars shit. And Star Wars fandom is so toxic already. We probably don't need or want Rian Johnson back, but he could. Maybe he's the R rating guy. I don't fucking know. But I don't like how many more years would we need to pass to get Rian Johnson back? You know what I mean? Like what achievement would Star Wars need to hit before we're bringing Rian Johnson in for a new trilogy?
Release another movie. They haven't released any movies in like a decade.
Yeah, it's been a bit. 7 years, I think.
It'd
6
be
years.
pretty sick if, like, right now we rode these giant creatures through a casino, right? It'd be pretty cool, right? Like, they just talk about the stuff from the other movie.
It's just all casino planets in Rian Johnson's universe.
Hell yeah. News dope. And finally, The Rock will star in Breakthrough for A24. It is a psychological thriller where he plays a charismatic motivational guru. That sounds like fucking Austin Powers, if you ask me,
I'll mess with
with a
Zohan.
dark and manipulative side.
Let's see how this first one goes, right? Let's see.
Dwayne the Thespian Johnson. He has thrown away his skibbies and he is only here for Oscar Gold.
Let's see how the smashing machine goes. And if he's legitimately great in that, we'll say, you know what? He has this opportunity to change the public perception on him. And 20 years ago, we didn't think Adam Sandler could do what he's accomplished in the last 20 years as a legitimate actor over a comedic actor. And we could say that about a number of actors over the years. So maybe he's gotten to a certain point where he's like, you know what? I got tired of playing myself in movies. I would like to actually play other things, other characters. So he is legitimately one of the greatest characters and actors when he's been in WWE. He's great at faking things. Yeah.
Entertainers.
So those skills should have translated better. And even early on, he was more subdued, but then he just became so popular so quick that he just kept playing the same guy every time. So I think we can afford him the opportunity here to prove us wrong.
If I can change, you can change. Everybody can change. Dwayne the Rock Balboa. News down. Are you going to talk about The Last of Us at the end of the week?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. 7-episode season. First 2 episodes were very good. Last 2 episodes are very good. The 3 in the middle were necessary to build out two characters, a relationship between 2 characters in particular. We're left off with a pretty good cliffhanger. I'm sure people that have played the games know exactly where we're going. I have an idea of where we're going. Craig Mazin just came out, the showrunner, and said that it is going to be 4 seasons long. So it'll be 2 more seasons of The Last of Us to tell their story, which I'm happy with because it does feel like we got a little shorthanded, a little light of a plate here with a 7-episode season. So I'm really liking this show. Has done a really good job. Of course it's like, zombie apocalypse, but what this show has done is aligned characters who are like allies and enemies, but shown how they're all alike in so many ways, but they're all kind of selfish. Their values are what they value. They don't really value what other people value. And I guess that's what that dystopian sort of world uh preys upon and brings forth. So it's a very interesting show, and I think it's only going to get better these final 2 seasons.
Should we just do Stitch at the end of the week? And if I don't see it by Monday, you'll handle it?
Sure, that
All
sounds
right.
good.
Problem solved.
All right.
All right. Check us out then. News Dump.